Hello everyone, this is the educator Priyanka Thakur. I'm teaching you life sciences and welcome you all on our YouTube channel Gurmantra Shiksha Ka Granth. So today we are going to do some MCQs on mineral nutrition. This is a very important topic and maximum number of times you will see questions on this particular topic in GATE examination. Okay, so we are going to complete this topic through MCQs. If you have joined our not YouTube, it's Telegram channel. If you are there on our Telegram channel, then I must have told you about studying the mineral nutrition so that you will be able to do some MCQs on mineral nutrition. If you are still not connected to us on Telegram, then you can check out the description box, and there you will get the links to different Gurmantra platforms, and you can join us wherever you want. Okay, so let's do some MCQs on mineral nutrition. Remember one thing, you can study this chapter from Pathfinder or either from 11th standard book. In 11th standard, this is a 12th chapter. Even if you are studying the NCERT, you will be able to do a number of questions, and through these MCQs, this is the part 1. I'll be taking a part 2 as well, and in that part I'll be providing you with the more and more questions. Okay, in this particular part you will have only 15 questions, but those 15 questions will definitely be beneficial for you because what examiner is going to ask you, he's going to revolve around some particular things, and those things I'm going to tell you through our video lectures. Fine, so please watch this video, whole video, and learn each and everything. If you don't know anything, then try to remember each and everything. Sometimes by hearing you remember more things rather than by studying yourself. Okay, so these are the MCQ which are definitely going to help you. Do watch all the videos, and particularly please watch all this whole video, watch this whole video, and wait for the next one as well, in which we are going to do more questions on this particular topic, mineral nutrition. So today, as I have told you, I'm going to give you 15 questions. Each will be of 2 marks. 50% will be negative marking. 45% 45-second timer will be provided to you. Good luck. Even if you don't know the answer, that's fine, but at least watch the video. At least you can learn from by watching this video, isn't it? Okay, so this is the first question. Okay, mineral nutrition. What exactly is mineral nutrition? Is it only uptake of mineral by plants, or their use? Or we can say it is the consumption of organic substances by plants? No. So study of the uptake of mineral and their use by plants. This is what we call mineral nutrition. So right answer is D. And here is your next question on your screen. We are going to do each and every question step by step. Like first we talk about mineral nutrition, we are going to talk about different essential elements. Okay, like in this question you can see they are asking you something about essentiality criteria. Okay, Okay, you have to choose the correct statement. Arnold proposed criteria of essentiality. Plants can complete their life cycle without essential elements. Function of essential element is replaceable, or essential element is not directly involved in metabolism. So see, all these three options like B, C, and D, they are representing the criteria of essentiality. But this is not the criteria of essentiality. It is opposite to that of these three options. Like if B option says plants can complete their life cycle without essential elements, so this is not true. Plants cannot complete their life cycle without essential element, unlike C for option function of essential element is irreplaceable. Okay, deficiency of one essential element cannot be prevented by using some other element, and these are not, but these are definitely. Okay, you cannot say these are not directly involved in metabolism. These are directly involved in metabolism. These three are the essentiality criteria. So, but here in the option B, C, D options are incorrect. The right option is A. Arnon, along with his co-worker Stout, proposed the criteria of essentiality. So A option is the correct option. Okay. Next question on your screens. How many elements are considered essential elements? Definitely you know the answer. It's 17. B is the right answer. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, sulfur, calcium, magnesium, boron, chlorine, copper, iron, manganese, molybdenum, nickel, and zinc. All these are our essentials, 17 essential elements. And in these, some are the macronutrients, some are the micronutrients. Micronutrients are required in a very small quantity, while macronutrients are required in large quantities. So here is your next question. Okay, which of the following technique is used to demonstrate essentiality of a nutrient? Is it hydroponic or aeroponics, or both A and B, or none of these? See, aeroponics and hydroponics, these both techniques can be used to demonstrate the essentiality criteria of nutrients. If you don't know about hydroponics and aeroponics, do comment in the comment section. I'll be explaining you, but if you know, then that's great. If you want, if you don't want to comment, then just go through your books. Okay, so right answer is C. Next question on your screens. Okay, which of the following are non-mineral elements? So, copper is a mineral element, chlorine, zinc are the mineral element. So, definitely A and B options are not right, and that's why D is also not right. The right option is your gases carbon, hydrogen, oxygen are non-mineral elements. So, right option is C. Remember this question, do not forget it. Sometimes, even if you know, but you skipped those basics, so you don't have to skip these basics to get more marks in your examination. Okay, so next question on your screen. Which of the following represents macromolecules? Your A option includes nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium. B option includes nitrogen, phosphorus, iron, calcium. Iron is not a macromolecule. Nitrogen, molybdenum, potassium, calcium. Molybdenum is not a macromolecule. Again, next question include chlorine and molybdenum, which are again not the macromolecules. So your option A is the right one, which is not having any other micromolecule, and all are macromolecules there: nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and calcium. A is the right option. Next question on your screens. Okay, time's up. Micronutrients are required. They are required in very small quantities. The elements which are required in very small quantities are known as micronutrients, and those which are required in large quantities are known as macronutrients. So micronutrients are required 100 mg per kg of dry matter. C is your right answer. Okay, remember this thing. Next question on your screen. Organic carbon compounds of plants are formed by either carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, sulfur, or carbon, hydrogen, potassium, sulfur, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, potassium, or carbon, hydrogen, calcium, sulfur. So your right answer is A, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, sulfur. Remember one thing that I'm telling you right now. Okay, do remember this thing, that The elements are also classified according to their biochemical and physiological function. And on the basis of their biochemical and physiological function, they are classified into four basic groups. I think some Mangel and Kirkby, they classified these elements into four groups. And the first group was of the compounds that were forming of the first group was of the elements that were forming the organic carbon compounds of plants. So it's carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, sulfur. It is the first group that form the organic carbon compounds of the plant. Okay, A is your right answer. Next question on your screens. I'm sorry if you are getting any kind of voices, like any kind of sounds. Some kids are playing there, actually here beside my room. Second group of essential element that is important for structural integrity and energy storage is it's phosphorus and boron. Among four group, it was the second one. Okay, so phosphorus and boron are the second group of essential element that are important for structural integrity of and energy storage, right? If you didn't understand why boron is important for structural integrity and energy storage, then do let me know, I'll tell you. Okay, so B is your right answer. Next question on your screens. Which of the following group represent cofactor that also play a role in osmotic potential? Option A says iron. Iron, zinc, they are not going to play any role in the osmotic potential. And zinc is also included in the option C. But D is also not the right answer. The only one left is B. Potassium, calcium, magnesium, chlorine, manganese represents the cofactor that also play a role in osmotic potentials, right? This was the third group. Okay, this was the third group that was classified by Mangel and Kirkby. Okay, so right answer is B. Remember, sometimes we forgot about other like magnesium, manganese, and calcium, and most of the time we remember about chlorine and potassium. Okay, so you don't have to forget even a single element that is acting as cofactor and also play a role in the osmotic potential as well. Right answer is B. Next question on your screens. acute deficiency can occur. See, acute deficiency can occur when nutrients are no longer available to growing plants. In such cases, acute deficiencies occur, which is option B. Option C and D are not at all right. And option A, when there is limited but continuous supply of nutrients. When such kind of condition is there, like when there is the limited but continuous supply of nutrients, but supply is limited, such a deficiency is not acute but chronic deficiency. Okay, chronic deficiency occurs when there is a limited but continuous supply of nutrient. Acute deficiency occurs when nutrient is suddenly no longer available to a rapidly growing plant. Okay, so your right answer is B. Next question on your screens. Okay, time's up. Which one of the following is an immobile element? Definitely, if calcium is there in the option, none else is the immobile element. Calcium is the immobile element. Sometimes you also read about a sulfur, but mainly calcium is an immobile element. If calcium and sulfur both are in option and calcium is definitely there, then you cannot choose any other option. Okay, so right answer is A. Next question on your screens. Which one of the following is not a deficiency symptom of nitrogen? See, chlorosis is a deficiency symptom of nitrogen. Stunted plants and leaves smaller than normal. All these are the deficiency symptoms of nitrogen. But chlorosis in older leaves is the deficiency symptom of nitrogen and not in the younger leaves. So, not a deficiency symptom of nitrogen is option A. So, right answer is A. Next question. Okay, which of the following is the characteristic deficiency symptoms of phosphorus? Either stunted growth in young plants, fruit setting, both A and B, or necrotic spots. See, Fruit setting is not a deficiency symptom of phosphorus. It is caused due to the presence of phosphorus. So stunted growth in young plants and necrotic spots, both are the deficiency symptoms of phosphorus. So answer can be either A or D. Last question on your screens. Blossom end rot in tomato or brinjal is caused due to the deficiency of calcium. Again telling you, blossom end rot in tomato or brinjal is caused by calcium deficiency. So right answer is C. This is all for today. In the next session, we will do some more question and you will be having like more than 20-25 question in next part of mineral nutritions. But if you want to take the subscription of An Academy to prepare for your CSIR net 2021, then you can take the subscription, but to get the 10% off you can use the referral code Neha. You can go there and follow our dear Neha Tanisha ma'am, okay? But do not forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon, and check out the description box to join us wherever you want. That's all. Take care, stay safe.